Good team, Maggie.
We have our moments.
When Jennifer and our little girl were killed in that accident, I can remember hearing someone say how well I was taking it, as if I didn't care.
Show's over.
Vanessa King, wasn't it? Poor little kid. What a shame.
You seen enough, mate? Beat it. Now. Cretin.
You want some coffee? You okay?
Yeah, I'm all right.
At the press.
Yeah. Well, he's not here right now. You'll have to speak to police media liaison. Thanks. Those phones have been going crazy. Sorry about the little girl, Nick.
Go on.
Persistence pays off, doesn't it?
You've barely slept for 3 days.
PJ's still out there.
Well, it's different for him.
I don't know about that. He's pretty cut up.
I think we all are. But you ought to know better than anybody what the Kings are going through right now.
Little girl Zoe, eh? Car accident's different. But I saw that kid getting dragged out of that dam. Jesus wept.
I think you need some bloody sleep.
I'm gonna get this mongrel before he does it again.
It looks like a four-wheel drive. It's a pretty distinctive pattern. We should be able to trace it back to the manufacturer and get a model in a year, no worries.
There's a few four-wheel drives up here.
Yeah, but none got off this close.
True.
Supposed to be off duty, mate.
So, yeah.
It's a four-wheel drive. Farm doesn't own one.
Could have an oil leak, eh?
Not much to go on.
Oi!
Well, it's the same tyre, but no sign of oil.
See the driver? Spoke to him. He was, what, late 20s, early 30s, dark hair, short, average build. He was driving a white Range Rover.
I saw him. It was Vince Platt. He used to come up here all the time looking for the Abbeys.
What do you mean he used to?
Yeah, well, he went down to the city to live for a while and opened up a business down there.
He lives here now, does he? He lives here now?
Don't
Don't get excited, because probably some perfectly innocent bloke who just came up for a gawk, that's all.
Looks like the same mud as around the dam.
The leak's been fixed, but there's some oil in the tray and some on the grass. Maggie's been on to D24. He's not recorded.
Just what the hell do you think you're doing?
That him?
That's him.
Well, of course I knew her name. It's been plastered all over the newspapers for the last week, or don't you blokes read?
But you didn't know her personally.
No.
I've arranged legal aid, Mr. Platt. Shouldn't be too long.
Thank you.
What were you doing at the dam this morning?
Watching.
That your idea of entertainment, is it? Seeing dead kids getting pulled out of dams?
Well, it's free. And I wasn't the only one.
You ever been there before?
No.
No. Well, we have a witness, Mr. Platt, that says you often go yabbing in that particular dam.
Well, I used to.
Right, so you have been there.
Yes.
Make up your mind.
Not since I've been back in Mount Thomas, mate.
How long was that?
Couple of months.
Can you be more specific?
Well, let me see. 2 months, 4 days, and 7 hours. That's specific enough, or do you want me to work out the seconds?
Well, we have found tracks that match the treads on your vehicle.
Well, you know I was there today.
No, these tracks were at the crime scene.
There are 1 or 2 other Range Rovers in Mount Thomas, you know, mate.
Not all with oil leaks, no.
And mine doesn't have an oil leak.
Not anymore, mate.
We've taken a sample from your vehicle to be compared to the one at the site.
Oils is oils.
We've also got a sample of clay found between your treads that'll be compared to the clay.
Come on, it doesn't prove a thing.
No, mate, it'll just prove that you're a bloody liar. Now, your vehicle will be impounded examined by forensic.
Well, come to think of it, I was at the dam on Tuesday, actually.
Yeah? Doing what?
Yabbying.
What time?
Can't remember exactly, but I can assure you I was gone long before dark.
Well, what makes you think Vanessa's killer was there at 9?
Well, only a half-wit would drown a child in broad daylight, surely.
And what makes you think she was drowned?
Oh, wasn't she?
Well, we won't know the answer to that till we get the autopsy results, will we?
And if you're right, Mr. Platt, I reckon that makes you either a prophet or a murderer.
Well, if we were taking bets...
My money would be on Platt.
Hang on a second. We're still a tad short of hard evidence here.
He was there. He admitted that, and he knew how she died.
Not usually how
I
it
know how
happens,
it
Nick.
usually happens. They kill him and they dump him. This place is different.
It could be
He's
guessing.
trying to throw us off
Well,
the
it's
scent.
hardly proof, is
What
it?
about the samples?
Well,
you've
forget
got?
about the samples. He said he was
Forensic
there.
are bound to turn up something in the
What a
vehicle.
charge this guy.
Look, we've got to do this right.
We said he's into
now.
court on circumstantial evidence. He'll walk, OK? Look, we'll get him, Nick. It's just going to take a bit of time, all right?
Solicitor's here.
Shane, how are you?
Sergeant?
Good on you. We've just run out of time.
We'll need to hold him in custody while we make some inquiries. That could take a couple of hours.
It's hardly reasonable to keep him locked up, not on suspicion alone.
So what is reasonable, Mr. Sutcliffe? We let him out so we can do it again?
I've got 2 little girls of my own, Detective Hasham. Brittany turned 6 last week. How long is a reasonable amount of time?
Long enough for us to check a few facts.
You do realise I'm professionally bound to advise him that he doesn't have to answer any questions.
No doubt we'll get the right answers anyway.
All right, so where is he?
Right. Vanessa King didn't drown. She was asphyxiated. There's no water in the lungs, but picture of the eyes indicates suffocation. She's dead 6 to 12 hours before she ended up in the dam.
How long in the water?
36 to 48 hours.
So he's picked her up on Friday morning. Tuesday morning, he stuck a pillow over her face. Tuesday night, he threw her in the dam.
Yeah, sounds about right.
And he guessed it happened at night, didn't he?
Yeah, but he only admitted to being there during the day.
Oh, you'd think somebody must have seen him. That dam is in full view of the road.
Nick and I checked everyone within a 5K radius. No one saw or heard anything, day or night.
Does he know we're going to search his place?
Yeah, she isn't too rat. We're still waiting for the warrant.
Change of clothes for my client.
Well, we're not ready to release him yet.
Well, can you
Mr.
give me an
Sutcliffe.
idea of when
well,
you
we're
will
still
be
waiting for
ready?
information from forensic. Now, when that comes through, we will interview him again. Is that clear?
That could take hours.
How do you feel about defending a child molester, sir?
Innocent until proven guilty, Detective Hasham.
We got the autopsy results. Vanessa King was sexually assaulted.
I got it.
This is a warrant to search his premises.
My client has a right to be present.
We've asked him, and he's refused.
In that case, I should ask him if he wants me to be present.
Do what you like. Hurry up, Mags. We've got to find something to justify holding him any longer.
Can you settle down? I'm going as fast as I can.
Come on, Maggie.
There is one other possibility we're checking out. There was a power failure on Tuesday night.
I don't recall that.
It was localised tree across the lines in Jefferson Road, which happens to be the road that runs along the west boundary of Fowler's Farm.
So there would have been an emergency team in the vicinity of that dam.
Yeah, not been released yet? Now.
Not just yet, no.
Rightio. No conversation with VKC.
Mind leaving the door open, Constable?
Yeah, cool.
Come on, PJ.
I suppose this supports his yabby catching story.
Yeah, terrific.
Did you find anything?
Yeah, I got a picture of his mother, Mrs. Platt. I think she died a few months ago.
Has he ever been married?
I get the impression there's only room for one woman in Vincent's life, his mum.
Well, so first his business collapses and then his mum dies. Sounds like it's been a traumatic couple of months.
Yeah, that'd set him off, wouldn't it? Hang on, just a look. Here's a 3.5. This thing takes 5 1/4.
So it's not a computer?
Yeah, but he's in the computer business, man. You think he'd have the latest?
All the equipment would have been sold off by the
Yeah, but why does he
liquidating
need
company.
these?
BKC to 508.
508.
BKC to 508. Return to Mount Thomas Station as soon as possible.
Well, thanks for your help.
Hey. Check these. If they're okay, sign here.
What about my clothes?
You get your clothes when forensics finish for the day.
Glad to hear it. And my vehicle?
So?
So who's the lucky officer gets to drive me home, then?
I'll call you a cab. Yeah, police station. 1 and Mr. Platt. 21 Barnett Street, Mount Thomas.
There was an emergency crew from the power station out on Jefferson Road Tuesday night, not far from the dam. Nick had a word to him.
I said if anyone else would have been out there, they would have seen him. I went by 10 p.m.
Right, so the body was dumped after 10 or something.
Not enough to charge him, mate.
Cute kid. Very cute.
Why don't you wait outside?
Thanks. Shame you can't get the bloke who did it.
Oh, we'll get you, Mr. Platt. Don't you worry about that, mate.
Nick.
Toodaloo, then.
I'm sorry, but I can't comment any further at this time. Thank you, bye. OK, Doyle, any more calls from the media? I want you to handle them. all right?
Just a no comment?
That'll be fine. How you going with these discs?
Well, it's mostly business stuff. Accounts, client lists, that sort of thing.
Why would he keep them, let alone hide them?
Maybe he thought he'd start his business up again sometime.
It's possible, I suppose.
You know, most of these I can't access. There's another one.
It's a bit odd.
Look, what I'll do is I'll get onto the computer fraud squad. They might be able to give us a hand with it.
Got Patterson, any luck?
I spoke to every staff member at the school. No one remembers seeing a man in a Range Rover hanging about or anything else that could be useful.
Well, bad news, the Range Rover's clean.
Can't be.
Yeah, no fingerprints, no blood, not even a stray hair.
Yeah, but the tyre, oil and clay samples all matched. So he's got to have used his own car.
He would have wrapped the body in something.
Sure, but what about the actual abduction? There should be some trace of it. Same with his house. It was clean.
PJ wouldn't have taken her there.
What makes you say that?
It's his mother's house.
Well, she's dead, isn't she?
Boss, you'd understand if you'd been in there.
So what, he's got another place somewhere?
Well, he couldn't have had much cash when he got back from Melbourne. It's got to be cheap. Probably rented.
Might be worth having a bit of a chat with a few real estate agents.
Why not? I've spoken to just about everyone else in Mount Thomas about this bloke.
Heading north down English Street. He's turning left into Penhope Road.
Heading for the school?
Could be.
No, right, Nick, that car he's driving's registered to a Mrs. Eleanor Platt. That'll be the mother.
Thanks.
Now, Thomas, the BKC, can we keep Channel 3 open for Mount Thomas 508 while they're on the job?
Roger, Mount Thomas. Let us know when you're finished.
Well, now we know why Forensic drew a blank with a Range Rover.
And one owner at the school remembers seeing it hanging about.
The kids have been classed by now.
Well, surely he's not going to go back to the school.
You just keep your fingers crossed that's exactly what he's doing, Doyle.
Wouldn't put anything past this creep.
And this time we've got him.
Don't let him cut in. Go round him. Go round him. Moron.
Come on.
No, go through the crossing. Go through it.
Can't.
What are you doing? Go through it.
He's standing there.
What was I supposed to do, run them over?
Probably. Oh, look, it obviously wasn't your fault.
Oh, yes, it was. I was driving and we lost him. Drove around for an hour trying to find him again.
Yeah, well, at least you know he didn't pick up any other little girls. Well, you drove around the school for all that time.
Who said this had anything to do with Vanessa King, Chris?
Well, I just figured it had to be something so important that Nick got so riled up you came in here rather than showed your face back at the station.
Yeah, well, I shouldn't have said anything, so just don't spread it round, OK?
Well, don't worry, I've kept more secrets for the coppers than you've had hot dinners. That's better. It's not the end of the world, and you will get him in the end.
Yeah.
It's not here.
You took it out, remember?
No, I had it. I was looking at it only a few days ago.
You took it out, Paul. I was there. It was torn. You were going to choose another photo from the album.
Yes.
Why don't you just give us a description for the time being?
She's 5, brown eyes, long light brown hair, very petite. People stop me in the street and tell me what a beautiful child she is. Oh, God. This can't be happening.
Why don't you both come through to my office, Maggie, see if we can slap some coffee.
You will find it, won't you?
We'll do everything we can, Mr. Singer. Mrs. Singer.
What's going on?
The little girl's gone missing, Rebecca Singer. Mother dropped her off at school. She hasn't been seen since.
That's impossible. We drove around there this morning.
Yeah, well, you missed him, didn't you?
But we couldn't have. Nick, it's got to be a mistake. Nick, listen to me. Maybe she just ran away.
Shut up! Shut up, you stupid little jerk! Shut up!
Nick, leave him. It is not his fault.
No, it's not his fault, it's mine. For letting you drive.
Where is she, Vince?
Where's who?
Little girl Rebecca. Where is she?
Rebecca who?
Where is she?
Help Wayne, please.
Yeah, go for your life, mate. There's no little girl here.
PJ, we all knew he'd never take her there.
No, not a trace.
I don't suppose he's admitted to anything.
The problem is he had nearly 2 hours from the time Nick and Adam lost him to the time you picked him up at home. Anything could have happened.
Well, we know he went shopping. He was unpacking the stuff when we got there.
You're right, so take off half an hour.
Plus the time it took him to drive home from wherever he left the girl.
Well, it narrows it down a bit, I suppose.
No, not enough. There's only 2 people who can tell us exactly what happened. We can only talk to one of them.
I repeat, I went straight home from here. I've been at home all morning.
Well, maybe this will jog your memory.
8:35 a.m. Suspect observed returning to home in cab. 8:52 a.m. Suspect seen leaving house. Drives off in white Pulsar, registered in your mother's name. 9:04 a.m. Suspect turns left into Penhope Road, heading in the direction of the school.
Hang on, you mean you followed me?
Yeah, I followed you.
Oh, this is outrageous. You had no right.
Where is she? Where's Rebecca Singer? Where is she?
You came to the house, you thought she was there.
Where is she?
Nick. Shane Sutcliffe's here. Should I send him in?
Yes, mate. You send him in. You send him in.
You don't know where she is, do you?
We know you took her. We know you took her, and if you don't tell us willingly...
You don't know anything.
Constable Doyle filled me in. I'm afraid there's not much I can do for you at this stage, except remind you that it's in your interests to make no comment to any questions.
Oh, don't worry. I wasn't going to say another word.
So if he took her from here and he was home by 10:45 at the latest and he'd stopped off to do some shopping on the way...
Got to be within 15 minutes drive of the school.
Say 10k radius?
That's a lot of ground to cover.
Well, we'll have help. St David's, Bendigo and Dalesford are all sending officers over.
You're going back to the cells, Mr. Platt. Wasted enough time here.
That man in there, what if he refuses to tell you where he took Rebecca?
Well, we're not even certain yet that he is the man, Mr. Singer.
But if he did, perhaps he didn't have a chance to harm her in any way.
Well, we're hoping that's the case. Please try not to worry.
Hey, Shane, when you take your little girl into bed tonight, mate, what are you going to be thinking about?
You can't hold me indefinitely.
Really?
Watch, belt, bollock, you know the routine, come on.
So where exactly did we part company, Constable? This morning, I mean.
He says we did this.
Well, somewhere near the school, I'd say. For all you know, I could have driven around the block and gone straight home again. See, I did my shopping there. The supermarket in Penhope Road, you know? Just up from the school. I usually go there later when the kiddies have finished class for the day. They're all hanging off the trolleys and running up and down the aisles. Oh, it wouldn't be difficult. Chocolate bar and a kind word. Whisk her out the back entrance before Mummy knows what's happened. Rebecca. Lovely name. You know, I've always had a soft spot for the girls. So sweet and helpless and trusting. Sugar and spice and all things nice. What a pity little girls have to grow up. Hey, Nick?
He's playing with us, boss. He knows it's only a matter of time, and he's going to enjoy every minute.
You think you can break him?
Nah, not a hope. I'll have to find Rebecca the hard way. That could take weeks.
Well, the more of us have knocking on doors, the better. I've already sent Dawn and Coop.
Self-defense, he had a go at me.
I want to see my solicitor. I want to make an official complaint.
Your solicitor will be notified. We're a little busy right now.
Yeah, I know. A full report on your desk in triplicate in an
Just
hour.
put it in the prisoner's record book for the time being. It's going to have to do. You're coming out door knocking with the rest of us.
Get anything else out of him?
No, nothing useful.
Should have hit the bastard hard, mate.
Mate, I told you in there it was self-defense.
PJ, let Wayne know he's going to be in charge of the station.
No, I'll stay. I'm waiting on a call from Forensic.
Well, can't Wayne do that?
No, boss, I need to sort out a couple of things. I'll stay.
Yeah, all right. Wayne, you're coming with us.
Right. Mount Thomas Police. No, I'm sorry, Constable Doyle's not here at the moment. Can I take him? What is this about the disc we sent in? Well, this is Senior Detective Hasham. I'm in charge of this case, so if you found anything on a What kind of pictures? It's time to have another chat, Vince. Well, maybe you prefer to look at pictures instead, eh?
Whatever.
Kiddie porn. What of the facts from computer fraud? You ever seen them before?
No.
No. That's very strange, Vincent, because we found them at your place.
Yeah, well, I don't keep pictures like that, Hasham.
No, Mummy would never approve, would she? She would never have heard of internet, high-tech porn, rock spiders anonymous.
Are you going to send me to jail for looking at
I'm
pictures?
going to send you to jail for a hell of a lot more than that, Vince. Now, your mum, she's quite a hoarder, isn't she? That shoebox on the bottom of the drawer told quite a...
You have no right to go through my mother's things.
Oh, Mummy's little boy, aren't you, eh? Now, she kept you on a leash so tight it choked you. But you couldn't stand it any longer, so what did you do? You went to Melbourne.
Yeah.
And she said you couldn't make it without it. You know what, Vince? She was right. Because you came crawling back. And she never, ever let you forget it till the day she died.
Is that right, mate?
So what did you do, Vincent? You picked on someone else, didn't you? Someone you could bully.
Oh, yeah?
The way your mother bullied you. But you never had the guts to do anything about it, did you, Vince?
You don't know what you're talking about.
So you picked on little girls, didn't you, eh? Nice little girls. You sexually assaulted them, and you murdered them, and you threw them in the dam, didn't you, Vincent? Well, you should have done that to your mother, shouldn't you? You should have done that to your mother. You should have thrown your mother and...
Shut your filthy mouth!
You tell me where Rebecca Senior is, mate. You tell me now.
I have nothing to say. Nothing.
There's a bloke called Ernie Pringle.
Yeah, so what is he, invisible, mate?
Oh, he's an old sod. He didn't want to come in. I think you better go down and have a chat to him, though.
All right. So where am I going?
10 Hope Street, down by the school. The boss is there waiting for you.
It's pretty good, Nick.
Sergeant Croydon asked for a photo.
We couldn't decide which one, so...
This is the most recent. Her 5th birthday.
Only a few weeks ago.
Oh, Paul, please.
I'm sorry.
It's all right, mate. I know what you must be going through.
Do you have children?
You missed that one. You missed that one. Missed it again.
No, I don't have any children.
And you don't understand. You couldn't possibly.
What's wrong with you?
Just a blister. New shoes.
You'll learn. Eventually.
Have you just done a cell check?
Hey?
Cell check.
No, I was just about to.
Do you want me to do it?
Yeah, go on. Be my guest.
A waste of an afternoon. Any messages?
Yeah, they're all from real estate agents, all the same. No Vince Platt on their rental properties list. No one answering Vince Platt's description. So there goes your false name theory.
Like I said, mate, waste of an afternoon.
Where'd he go?
Yes, Vince Platt obviously thought so, didn't he? How'd you go with Ernie? PJ, he's a funny old bloke, isn't he?
Oh, mate, he's a barrel of laughs. I've got a bunch of details that don't tell us anything new. At least we can confirm Platt was near the school the days of both disappearances. All the good it does is to find Rebecca, ring a confession out of Platt.
He's dead!
What?
Vince Platt lying on the floor of the cells.
Are you sure?
He's dead.
He's still warm. How the hell did he manage it? I don't know. Beats me. I seems impossible. Cooper! Where the hell is that kid? Cooper! Good. Make sure nobody else does.
I'll get on to D24. Nick, PJ, I want to bring the prisoner's record book with you.
Adam said that Vince made a real mess of himself.
Yeah, he did. Not a lot of places to hang yourself
Where there's a
off.
will, there's a way, mate. Yes.
What about Rebecca Singer?
He wasn't going to tell us, was he?
So how else do you commit suicide in a police cell?
Not a lot of options, is there?
Exactly in the way that Adam described it.
Didn't sound like suicide, no.
He was alive when I left him. You had no business conducting an interview in the cells.
Well, you know, it was hardly an interview.
How would you describe it?
It was home truths, that's all. It was...
Did you touch him?
No.
Didn't lose your temper? Hit him? Kick him?
No, I did not.
So you just had a nice, quiet talk. He starts to feel all guilty and commits suicide. It's all right. So, PJ did a cell check at 3:10. Cooper found Platt dead at 4:05. In the interim, you were here by yourself. Did you go into the cells?
There was no need to. You know the rules. He'll check every hour.
Yeah, I know the rules, Nick. I also know that I've never seen anybody do himself in by beating his own brains out on the floor.
So you accuse one of us of doing it for him, do you?
I'm not saying it's deliberate. Look, under the circumstances, I might have been tempted to use force myself to get at the truth. But if that's the way it happened, then I want to know about it before Homicide, IID and Forensic get here and start asking questions.
What's going on, Nick? There was no suicide.
Well, there's only two possibilities, isn't there?
No, mate, one possibility. He was alive when I left him.
Oh, you reckon that leaves me, do you?
Well, it's going to be pretty hard for Homicide not to jump to that conclusion. Listen, mate, when they listen to that interview tape, you are going to be stuffed,
Yeah, well,
right?
I'm not the one who's already admitted to interrogating Platt in the cells. And your name, mate, is the last name in the prisoner's record book. Yeah. So when it comes to jumping to conclusions, old son, I reckon Homicide's got two pretty good choices. Me or you.
Bets, could I ask you for your address, please?
You coming?
Yes, and
Where?
so it's the house next door.
Maggie and I
which is
reckon we could get a
number
couple more streets done
7.
today.
Yeah, all
All
right.
right, well, thanks very much for your help. Bye-bye. PJ,
Hang on.
it's important.
Hang on. Nick, there's something I need to talk to you about, mate. Look, can we do it in my
I got
office,
nothing to
please?
say to you. Nothing, nothing.
Mr. Adamson, it's nice to see you, sir. We were just about to head out in a door knock. Sergeant Croydon's on the phone.
You go ahead.
Would you like a coffee?
I would, but I think I could unscrew the jar. Without your help, Nick.
Sir.
PJ.
How are you, sir?
We just had a call from a Mrs. Bates. She's got some new neighbours. She hasn't seen them, but there's a child crying all the time. Do you want us to check it out?
No, I will.
Sir? Sorry, sir, this is a crime scene.
Wouldn't you know it? Just got it back from the bloody cleaners.
Sorry.
Now, what were you saying?
No member is permitted in here without permission from Homicide.
Don't quote regulations at me, son.
Sir, I'm sorry, but this is a crime scene. I can't let you in.
Cooper, isn't it? Constable Cooper?
Yes, sir.
I'm Adamson. Eh? Chief Superintendent. Constable Cooper.
What's he done?
Just keep an eye on him. Now, Tom, this other matter. Do we have a problem?
In what way?
Tom.
It has to be suicide despite all the appearances.
They're nasty little creatures, aren't they, these child molesters? Make you wish they'd bring back capital punishment.
If you're suggesting that a member of my staff...
Don't be overprotective with me, Tom. Just tell me the bloody facts.
Hashem and Schultz were closely involved with this case. They both felt pretty strongly. But I don't believe for a
Opportunity?
second... Yes.
Both of them?
I'm afraid so.
Then we do have a problem.
We'll know more after the autopsy, of course, but at this stage it looks like a broken neck.
Yes, Simon, but have you got any idea how it might have happened?
Well, the first thought's always a botched-up hanging, but not this time. I mean, even if you'd found something to do it with, there's no way you could get up high enough to make a job of it.
What about your second thoughts?
No second thoughts until we see what forensic and homicide come up with.
But you may as well know that the bruising and lacerations to the face are consistent with the head hitting the floor hard, possibly more than once.
Which is not consistent with suicide.
There's also some bruising to the chest and the abdomen area, but that's several hours older. Forensic have nearly finished in there, by the way.
Righto.
I think homicide and IOD will be there for most of the night, I think.
They won't be starting their interviews till tomorrow morning.
Look, I'll organise the autopsy for first thing in the morning.
Good on. I'll give you a call as soon as we get the all clear.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Well, no need to ask how you lot went.
By the way, looking in the wrong part of town, everyone living there's deaf, dumb and blind.
Righto, Tom, in your office with him.
He wants to talk to you.
Yes, I thought he would.
Well, Patterson, don't go away. You might be next.
I'll go get some takeaway, eh? We won't be here a while.
Tough. Well, how did it go with Mrs. Bates and the crying kid next door?
No, it's just some kid with chicken pox, that's all.
How long since you've been home?
Max, I'm not going home till I find that kid, okay? I'll go home and cook the kid. That's it.
Yeah, well, St. David's are going to send some extra people over tomorrow, so that'll speed things up a bit.
Okay, good.
Has Adamson spoken to you yet?
Yeah.
And you do realise that they can take fingerprints off the body.
Well, they'll find my prints all right, sir. I told you that in the interview room.
Self-defence, you reckon?
Yeah.
Have you got a pet theory on Platt's suicide?
It's not my line of expertise, sir.
Well, you'd hazard a guess.
He threw himself on the floor.
Threw himself on, yeah, well, have to be a pretty hefty throw, wouldn't it, to inflict those sort of injuries, don't you think?
I really don't know, sir.
And you really don't care?
Handprint on her cheek, her bottom lip torn, consistent with being slapped. 3 of her bottom teeth broken, consistent with a severe blow. Bruising, scratching and teeth marks on the inside of her thigh.
All right, Nick, that's enough.
I care. I reckon I'd care a bit. He had that little girl for 4 days. And he breaks his neck. That's too quick, that's too clean.
You finished, son? That'll be all. And I'd get in touch with the police association if I was you, as soon as you can.
Why is that, sir?
Legal advice, son. I've got a hunch you're going to need it.
PJ,
What's this?
a list of everyone we spoke to today, addresses, phone numbers.
No, tar.
Oh, and the singer's photo album.
Yeah? Who was it?
Nick Straw. I took one for copying.
You still here, Cooper?
Yeah, I'm just going.
Yeah, I'll get some rest and wear some old shoes tomorrow.
Yeah, for sure. See you later.
See you.
Chief Super's quite impressed with him.
I suppose he asked where the bruises from.
Yes, he asked. All in all, hasn't been Nick's day.
Nah. You still here?
No, I sent him home with the others. I'm off too. There's not much more we can do till the morning. What about you?
No, I'll stick around for a bit, boss.
Hang in there, kid. Wherever you are.
I was dreaming about you, Doyle.
Well, I should have known to leave a sleeping detective well alone.
Yeah, well, it was more of a nightmare, really. I dreamt that you gave evidence against me. Said I killed Platt.
You want a coffee?
And, homicide started their interviews yet?
Not yet.
Maggie. I had nothing to do with this, I swear. I'm telling you.
PJ, I'm not the one you have to convince.
Yes, you are. She's the only one that matters.
Boss? PJ, anyone here? It was the only positive ID.
She was sure?
She was certain. He rents the neighbour's bungalow. So what are we waiting for?
Get out of the way, mate.
Rebecca?
PJ?
Computer, drive discs.
Doesn't look like she's here. But,
Wait a minute. Oh, sweetheart, it's all right. And no one's going to hurt you, I promise. You want to come to me?
Well, I was awake all night trying to work out how we could have lost him so quick. So this morning I got up and I drove over to the school and checked out that little lane that runs off Penhope Road.
Well, it's a back entrance to the bowling club.
Yeah, but, it still runs into the park. So I thought, what if Platt went down the lane, across the park, and into this street here?
Holloway Street. We didn't check that because it's a dead end, only entrance to the highway.
And the park, if you drive across it.
So Platt drove past the school, down the lane and across the park. So where'd you pick up Rebecca?
In the park, she said. Her mum dropped off at school. She sneaked over the playground to play on the swings before the bell went. Apparently she does it all the time.
Platt must have had his eye on her. So we whipped her into the car and drove her straight to the bungalow, virtually under our noses.
That's how I see it.
Adamson was right. I'm going to have to keep an eye on you.
Pure luck I ran into Mrs. Garner. We would check that area today anyway.
We mightn't have found her, though. The old lady that owns the bungalow's pretty senile. She didn't have a clue.
How is she?
Well, they're keeping her in for observation. The doctor doesn't think he's touched her. No, and she identified Vince from the photo, said he was driving a little white car.
So, we had him.
Yeah, we had him. Pity we can't do anything about it, though.
Well, I hate to break up the party, but homicide are ready to start. Interview room, you first, then you, Nick.
Good luck.
Good work, Adam.
That bloke deserved to die. Why can't they just leave it at suicide?
Yeah, but suppose we were wrong about him.
You weren't.
Yeah, but suppose we were. That's what courts are for, to make sure there's no mistake.
Oh, they make enough.
Yeah, well, it's the only system we've got, so we've got to stick by it, don't we?
Oh, yeah.
Listen, Chris, if you were a copper and you knew something that might incriminate someone, would you tell?
You mean something that might point the finger at Nick or PJ?
Not PJ, Nick.
No. But then I'm not a cop.
You don't mind me talking to you about this stuff, do you?
Of course not. I'm always here for you. You should be proud of yourself.
You know, I don't see that you've got too much to worry about, PJ.
Yeah, well, it depends on what Nick tells homicide, eh?
Well, what do you want him to tell him?
Truth, I suppose.
They'll crucify him.
Yeah.
To be quite honest, I hope he does tell them the truth, because I don't want to see your career take a nosedive for something you didn't do.
Right now, at this moment, I couldn't give a stuff about my career now. Don't you think there's a couple of things that you and I want to sort out here?
Look, I've thought about all of this, and it wouldn't work.
Maggie, I don't believe that.
You do. Can we please keep this professional for both our sakes?
Homicide are ready for you. Nick, look, I've given this a lot of thought, and I think you should stick to your story.
Oh, what story is that?
Come on, mate, no more games. I'm saying I'm with you. Just don't tell them anything, that's all.
That'd make it worse for you, wouldn't it?
Oh, they got nothing on me, mate.
What makes you so sure it was me?
Because I found this in Vince's cell. There's only one way I could have got there. Now I've wiped it. All you got to do is stick it back in the album, okay?
You know there's a clue, don't you?
Yeah, and finish you. Rebecca's safe, mate. The truth is not going to help the other girl or anyone else.